All right, here we go. Every question is going to be as intense as the previous one. All right, I got a little cosine curve. Cosine, yep, cosine curve here. Nice. T represents the number of seconds since the measurements began. All right, find the rate of change. Done. Here we go. Rate of change formula. Anybody remember? Not on the formula sheet. We'll write it down in a second, though. Rate of change. Seems like every year they put a rate of change problem on here. Here we go. Rate of change. Anybody remember what goes on top or the bottom? The change in the y's are on top. I'll just put y2 minus y1. And on the bottom, x is on the bottom. Every test I have seen, they will provide the x values for you. Every test I've seen, if they're going to ask a rate of change problem, they will provide the x values for you. In this case, my x values are 1 and 2. Everyone see that? They provide it. I know it says t, but okay, we're going to have to, it's an x. All right, 1 and 2. So at the bottom, 2 minus 1. You're going to have to find the y values all the time. Okay, so what is the y value when x equals, or in this case, t equals 2? What's the y value when t equals 1? How do I find those values? Whatever equation they give me, I take 2 and 1 and I'm going to plug it in for t. Ooh, tricky, tricky, tricky here, though. This is why I'm going to do this one with you. Do you guys remember, see where it says pi over 3? Do you remember what type of units that is? Yeah, why am I bringing your attention to that? Because now your calculator needs to be in radians, okay? Anytime you're plugging in for sine or cosine, you probably should be in radians. So everyone make sure you're in radian mode. Hit mode, make sure it's in radians. Okay, so now I need to plug 2 in for t. Guys, I'm not going to suggest you do 12 cosine pi over 3 times 2 plus 8. What am I going to suggest you do to make sure we get that right answer? Thank you. Store it in. So everyone go ahead. And you don't have to use t. You can use x if you want. So everyone go ahead right now. Store in 2 for x. And then 12 cosine pi over 8. Use a fraction template if you have one. Everyone get cranking. When you plug in 2, what is your y value that comes out? And it should be a whole number, by the way. Should be a whole number. Store 2 in for x, and then do 12 cosine pi over 3 x, close it, plus 8. Anybody want to take a stab at what'd you get when you plugged in for 2? 2. Make 2. You should get 2 back out when you stored 2 in. Minus, now store in 1. This is why I like the store key, because most of you guys, I can look on your calculator. You can go up and copy and paste. That's awesome. Saves you so much time. And what are you getting in when you store in 1? Should be getting 14 out. So go ahead, find the rate of change from 1 to 2. Negative 12. Yep, there's your rate of change. Negative 12 for this one. Are we all in agreement how powerful this calculator is going to be for you in passing this exam? Okay, pretty powerful. All right, I feel bad for anybody that doesn't know the basics. All right, everyone stop. Get out your sheet of formulas, which I'm not going to give you. You got to know. Find a blank spot, and let's do rate of change formula. Rate of change. Find a blank one. Rate of change formula. Find a blank spot. Formulas I'm not giving you. Rate of change. It's on there every year. All right, part B. What values of t to the nearest tenth is this thing equal to 0? Okay, so when's this equation going to be equal to 0? So 0, when is that equation going to be equal to 0? Pi over 3. Not expecting you to solve it for t. Don't try to get t by itself. Don't try to be a hero. Anybody know of anything else? Anybody know anything else that's on here that's going to show me when that equation's equal to 0? Graph it, yeah. Because when is it going to be equal to 0? Where it crosses what? The x-axis. Okay, well, hold on here. Let's start. Go ahead. You can go to y equals if you want and type in the equation. And I'm looking at some of your graphs right now, and it's all over the place, huh? I need to find every time it crosses the x-axis? Nope. Keep reading the problem for me. I'm only concerned about what interval. So what might it be a good idea to do to your graph right now? Change your window so your x's just go from 1 to 5. Okay, because I don't care about all that stuff to the left. That's just going to confuse me. All right, so change your x min to 1, your x max to 5, and go by 1 still. Now look at that beast. I still have mine. Yeah, look at that sucker, huh? Okay, anybody know where to go to find where it crosses? Second trace, huh? Okay, everyone go second trace. I'll do it with you. Second trace. Which one? Second trace. Which one do I want? I want to know where it's the 0, right? So everyone go ahead. Choice 2. Where is it at 0? Now, do you see what it's asking you? It says left bound. That means put this little sucker here to the left of the first 0. Okay, so just put it to scroll so you can just get it to the left. Doesn't just has to be to the left of it. So get it somewhere to the left. Doesn't have to be in a specific spot. Press enter, and what's it asking you now? Go to the right now, right bound. So go to the right now of that one. Somewhere to the right. Enter, and then everybody getting guess. You hit enter again, and it'll give you your first 0. So when y equals 0, that x value's this here. What are we rounding to? So 2.2. So t equals, I don't want to put x equals, t equals 2.2. But is that the only 0 there? Nope. Okay, now how do I find the other one? Hey, don't just move your cursor over it. You got to go second trace again. Go through that whole process again, everyone. Go ahead. Second trace, hit to the left, hit it to the right, guess, and then let's see what we come up with. I won't do this one. I want to see what you come up with. Okay, so second trace again, get it to the left, get it to the right, guess. This is all 4 points. Only thing you had to know, rate of change. Calculator's doing all the work for you. All right, doing all the work for you. You guys get that second zero? Anybody want to have a little guts here? What do you got? 3 point. Yep. Not done though. Anybody know why? Don, what do you got? You're right. Yeah, justify it. Like, how'd you get that? You just can't leave it there. How'd you get it? And you know what we're going to write here? It's totally legal, acceptable. On the graphing calculator, tell me what you did. Where did we go, guys? On the graphing calculator? Where did we go? Tell me what we did. Graph the equation on the graphing calculator. Graph the equation. Where did we go after we graphed it? You don't have to do the whole window thing. That's a little too much detail, but okay. So on the graphing calculator, graph the equation. Went to second calc or second trace, and then selected what? Zero, choice 2, whatever. There you go. That's what I need. Tell me exactly what you did on the calculator. And that is any time you use the calculator solely for an answer. Okay, if you have no work shown and you just use the calculator, write down what you did so you can get full credit. You guys all good there? Okay, 32. 32. Oh, good old days, huh? Terminal side, finding sign. Okay. 2, -1. Somebody tell me, where am I? 2, -1. Where am I? Fourth quadrant, right? Go ahead, make an angle in the fourth quadrant then. You guys know you're in the fourth. Make an angle in the fourth quadrant. And what's the point it goes through? The terminal side here? 2, -1, right? So somewhere on there's 2, -1 it goes through. All right, let's just start talking here. Hopefully something will stick. What am I asking you to find the value of? Sine, right? All right, let's talk. Anything about sine? Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, thank you very much. Have a good day, guys. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. It's negative, so my answer should be negative. Whatever it is, it's going to be negative. Anything else about sine? Yeah, all right. Opposite over hypotenuse. But wait a second. Don't I need a triangle to find those sides? Can you make a triangle out of this right now? How's it going to look? Horizontal line across or vertical line up? Oh, you look at you guys. And if you ever forget, what's the little trick? Yeah, bow tie. You like how I did that, Jayden? Bow tie? Just to see if kids knew that. Never worn a bow tie in my life. Actually, check. I think maybe prom in high school. I think I went classic tie for my wedding, if you were wondering. Can you find me any side lengths? Okay, where can I put the 2? X-axis, right? Where can I put the -1? The other leg. You guys said I'm going to need the hypotenuse, though. Pythag, here we go. Just like the old days, right? 2 squared plus -1 squared equals c squared. If you're going to put -1 squared in your calculator, I should just roast you right now, but you have to have it in parentheses, please. So I need you guys to find me what the hypotenuse length is in radical form. In radical form, hypotenuse length. Anybody want to take a stab at it? Square root of 5. Yes, square root of 5. 4 plus 1, everybody. Okay, here we go. Opposite side. Where do I go from? You always go from, and you remember what type of angle this is right here? Okay, acute. Keep going. We had a name for it, though, if it's formed by the terminal side and the x-axis. Began with R, ended in efference. Guys are awesome. Reference. Yep. You go from the reference angle. So what's opposite that angle? -1. It's going to be negative. We said that at the beginning. And what about the hypotenuse? No, I don't want. No. Waiting for it. Waiting for it. I know that. Waiting for it. I'm disappointed. Disappointed. It had nothing to do with this. Before we end up saying that you need to get the radical denominator, you have to have what? Self-respect. Come on. How many times did we say that to each other? Have self-respect. Get the radical out of the denominator. How? Sorry, you guys are all business. Got to pass a Regents. Sorry, I forgot. No joking, Carlino. All right, here we go. How do you get the radical out of the denominator? Multiply top and bottom. Radical 5. On top? Negative radical 5 over 5. Okay. All good. Okay. In the back, do you need 2 things right now before we go to this next problem? You have scrap graph paper in the back of that test. You don't need to rip it out, but just get it open, please. And you're going to need your formula sheet you need to know. Okay? We're going to do directrix focus right now. Directrix focus. Okay, number 21, everybody. Number 21, go ahead. 21. Yes. So just have that scrap sheet and number 21 kind of open up at the same time for me. Number 21. It's a multiple choice one. And make sure your formula is not on the reference sheet. Make sure you find equation of a parabola here. All right, equation of a parabola, because we're going to need that one. Now, I don't know if you used this formula or not last year when you did this topic. Personally, I don't care. This is the one I like using, and it's easier for me to teach it this way. All right. All right. Directrix is at y equals 9. Can you guys do anytime you're going to get a directrix focused parabola problem, I would appreciate it if you took a couple seconds just to sketch it for me. All right, and I'll show you why. Can everyone sketch y equal? Do a quick graph sketch on that scrap graph paper for me. Do a quick sketch of a graph. Y equals 9. Anybody, or just it's the directrix. What type of line is it? Don't tell me straight. It's always horizontal. So at y equals 9, draw me a horizontal line. And then go ahead and graph the focus, which is at negative 2.5. I'll just call it F for focus. Here's why I want you to do a quick sketch, and I'll let you do that right now, and I'll talk afterwards. Okay. First thing you want to say to yourself is this parabola going to open up or down? The parabola never crosses the directrix. All right, the parabola never crosses the directrix. So is this one going to open up or down? Down, okay? And you don't need to sketch it. I'm just going to, okay, boom, there you go. It's going to open down. All right, why is that important? Because you're going to have anybody remember what's going to be out in front of the equation if it opens down? A negative sign. Okay, you're going to have to keep that in the back of your mind. If the parabola opens down, you're going to have a negative sign in front of your equation. Okay, which we will here. Okay, so whatever's in front here, that's going to be a negative something. Okay, all right. Next up, look at your reference sheet that you're not going to get. What's H and K represent? The vertex. Anybody remember? We've gone over a couple of these, but do you remember the vertex is located halfway between focus and directrix? That's why it's nice to graph it. How far apart are they right now? 4, so you go 2 units, name that point, that's the vertex. Vertex will be, Gabe, what do you got for me, stud? Negative 2.7. Everyone in that, all right, negative 2.7. All right, now when I plug it in, y equals, I'll do the 1 over 4p in a second. X, what's going to happen when I plug in a negative 2? So x plus 2 squared. What about my k value? Plus 7. Thank you. So which 2 can I get rid of right now? It's x plus 2 squared. I can get rid of 1 and 2 because that's y minus 7 squared. Nope, sorry. And now we're down to these 2 choices. What's the only difference between these 2 choices? One has a negative and one doesn't. And what did we say? It's down, so it's going to have a negative. Now, I don't just want to circle in and say, good enough. How do I get that whole 8? Where's that 8 come from? Ready? 1 over, you guys look at your formula sheet. What's the p-value represent? Distance from vertex to, what is that distance from vertex to focus? 2, so 4 times 2, 8. So that's where that 8 comes from, but I haven't divided, I can divide both sides by negative 8 to get it. And why is it negative again? It's going to open down because the parabola should never cross the directrix. Okay, we got to do a ton of these. We have to because it's on there every year, and I have no idea when you did them last year. All right. I'm sure it is. I have no idea when. Okay. Questions there? Got one more for you before I let you go on your own, and that's the one before this one, number 20. Very, very intimidating, just intimidating looking. That's all intimidating about this is the look. Which one is equivalent to that whole square root of 16x squared times x to the 2/3, da 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 da? It's not going to be a big deal for us. Because you know what we're going to do to solve it? Plug in a random number for x. Hey, when I say random, don't do 0 or 1. Okay, that could give you headaches. When I say random, random. Oh, for sure. Okay? My number's 10, but okay, you can go 47. All right, so, hey, whoa, champs, hold on. You can do it. I'm going to come around in a second, and you guys can do that, and I'll check your answer. All right, so pick a random number. Figure out what the one in the question comes out to be. and then store in the same number for choices 1, 2, 3, and 4 and find out which ones are equal. Now, hold on there. You may run into a problem because take a look at choice 1. Do you guys know how to put that in your calculator? Fifth root. Some of you guys, I think, have to put in the root first, like I think I do on mine. Like I hear you go, watch me. Like I have to go 6 times, and then I got to put the 5 there, and then go to math and select number 5, and then it'll put it in there for me. Some of you guys can just select it, and you can put it in yourself, but mine's not like that, unfortunately. I have to actually type it in, then go there, okay? So that's, if you need help while I'm walking around, do so. So again, store a random number in your calculator, find out what this expression is equal to, and then find out which multiple choice we're going with. I'll come around and see what choice you got, and then I will let you go to the following problems that are up here on the board. And you guys know where the answers, all the explanations